Hello, fellow weebs and otakus, another episode of Anime Fix, for your fix for all things anime. I'm Chase.
I'm Lance.
Hi, Lance.
It's been a long time.
It has. It has been a very long time. I have a New Year's resolution that I'm like 50% confident we can do. What do you think?
I am waiting with bated breath.
I am waiting with bated breath as well. Um,
Yeah.
but it's ambitious, but I think we can do it. I don't know.
Okay. We'll see. All
We'll
right.
see. How you been?
I've been good. I am on vacation. So I am doing quite well.
That's exciting. I wish I was on vacation. I mean, it's kind of like I'm on vacation because everyone else is on vacation. So
That's true. Yeah. I probably could have not gone on vacation and it'd been the same,
yeah,
but it's nice to know I'm on vacation and I don't have
yeah,
to.
and you don't even have to like log in or anything to your computer. You just like, nope, on vacation. Whereas I have
Yep.
to like just sit there and then just pretend to be working. uh, just kidding. I
Yeah.
actually work.
I know you do.
I know. What we talk about that we put off for like 2 months, 3 months.
A long time. So we're talking about My Happy Marriage. We were
Yeah,
going to talk about it last time, and then we
got sidetracked.
became so we got derailed, mostly my fault,
Yeah,
talking
my
about
fault
other
too.
things.
I kept asking you questions about the other things, so with
Yeah,
both of us.
so we're finally responding to, or we're talking about My Happy Marriage.
Yeah. Um, I don't know where you want to start. I mean, I'm I'm trying
So
I'm trying
there's
to
only
remember.
one takeaway, if nothing else,
Yeah.
just one thing I have to say. I hope Kaya has the most miserable life ever.
The blonde girl?
Yeah.
I think I hope.
Leo's stepsister
Yeah.
is the worst, r r performed well, written well,
Yeah.
but in that universe, the worst person ever.
Yeah. Well, so like it's funny you were gonna say like worst person like ever, but like I was gonna bring up a bunch of other characters that would beat her, but like you said in that universe, I'm like, yeah, I can see what you mean by that in that universe, but like I don't know. I think she's a product of her mom, and I think like obviously it doesn't excuse anything, but I think like because of her upbringing, she's like that. I think she's gonna go through a pretty big character growth arc. I hope, and I
I hope
think
not.
that I
I
really
want her
do.
to suffer.
I hope she becomes like a Vegeta, and I hope that like she's gonna be waitressing like at a party in Mio is her name, right? The main character.
Yeah, Mio.
Yep. Mio. I think she's gonna be there and like she's gonna have to swallow her pride and like, try to like serve her, or she might poison her. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen?
I she probably will get a redemption arc, and that's fine, but I don't want it because she was just so like, she's so low right now in my view. Like, I can't see an avenue where she's forgivable.
Well, I think it's
Everything
because
in
she's hit rock bottom. She's gonna have to like take perspective of things, right?
I don't think I don't think she's gone low enough yet.
How much lower it is than like losing your status, your house, and like you having to work now, like as a waitress.
You have to work for Mio.
I don't think
You
that's
have
ever
to
gonna happen.
work you have to work for Kyoka.
Okay, I can see that. Well, I don't know. I don't want her to work for Kyoka because like she's I don't think she
Out in the
likes Kyoka.
fields,
I think she wants
like a
like
pharma.
status. Yeah.
She needs to be like we're talking like slavery. She needs to have her
You want her to
entire
become a slave. Is that what you're saying,
yes.
Lance?
She's a horrible person. She okay, out of sight of just being a real shitty, character, but then she went behind everyone's back, and she orchestrated that kidnapping. It was her idea.
Yeah.
Wasn't the mom's idea, wasn't the dad's idea. Dad didn't even know what the hell was going on. He's just like,
Yeah, he lost everything without even the slightest clue of what was happening.
"Yeah, she caused everything." I don't like her.
But, like, do you think that deserves her to be a slave?
I mean, it did wonders for, I don't even remember his name, but the character in, Vinland Saga.
I mean, I guess, but I think that was his choice,
Yeah, he
wasn't
was a
it?
slave, and that worked out real well for him.
Wasn't that his choice, though?
It wasn't his choice.
Yeah,
He
but he
learned from
accepted it. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
yeah.
I don't agree with her being a slave. I think, like, if you, like, put her through the same thing that she went through, I don't think it makes them any better. I don't know. That's just my thought
2 wrongs
process.
make a right in this situation. 2 wrongs make a right. It's a positive.
Uh, I think it just makes 2 wrongs, but okay.
Yeah. They cancel each other out. It makes up
Yeah,
for everything that she, um,
gotta
you
deal
know,
with, yeah. She's
funny
so
enough,
timid and everything too. It's crazy.
Tori actually hated Koji the most.
Koji's in a tough spot, man. I mean, like, you know,
But
like,
everything he
he tried
does
to stand up, but he's just too weak, you know? There's nothing he can do.
here's the thing though, it's he tried to stand up, but it's, for his own ego. It's not for her. It's not
Do
because
you know it? Do you know it's for
he's
his own
not really
ego?
'cause he cares about her. It's about himself and how he appears. It's self-centric.
Yeah, he's like one of those nice guys that's like,
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
try to I'm
he's
just
like
trying to make
that,
myself feel
like
better.
guy who's not really a nice guy, but does nice things because he wants rewarded. So it's not for the act itself. It's for what he hopes to gain from it. And in this case, it's mostly, I think,
So you don't
I
think
hope he.
that he loved Mio?
No,
You don't think so? Like, throughout the whole
no,
thing?
no,
Because he
I
wanted to
don't.
marry Mio, right?
Yeah, but because he felt sorry for her.
Really?
Yeah,
Um,
I think that was my takeaway from it. He
my
felt
my
sorry for her.
my takeaway is I think he's a genuinely nice guy, and, like,
Yeah, he is a quote nice guy. I'll say
so
that.
so do you think he's gonna stay with, that other girl because he's a nice guy?
Um,
Whatever the sister's name is.
Aya.
Kaya?
Yeah. You see, I'm remembering the names pretty well right now because I have a list pulled up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I don't.
Um, will he stay with her? He probably will. I think he will. I think he'll try to make it work.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so Tori hates him because she's like, I've known guys like that. It's always just about them.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah,
I I think I've known guys like that, but obviously, I haven't been in like the other shoe of that. I
I
asked my
think
wife if I've been like a nice guy like that, and she says no. You're just a pushover. I was like, okay, that's fine.
it's true. You are a pushover.
I am a pushover.
You need to. Yeah, here I am about to push you over. Do you need to be in the other shoes to empathize? Is that what you're saying? You can't just empathize with another human being without living their experience?
I I can empathize, but I don't know 100%. Like how it feels.
Uh,
Like I can pretend to put myself in their shoes, but I don't know.
I was mostly giving you a hard time for that.
I was answering
Um,
truthfully.
I know. So, okay, so we ranted a little bit. I started a rant,
It's fine.
and
I mean, it's
but
understandable where your rant came from.
um, but so my happy marriage is a pretty somewhat, I think, grounded in reality sort of love story, sort of like feudal Japan society, with the exception of there's people have unique abilities,
Yeah.
right? Would you agree with that? It's pretty like
It's like, what, like 1910, 1920? No, probably not 1920, 1930 Japan, because there's cars, right?
there were cars in the 1910s.
Were they? Okay. Well, around
I
that
don't know if
time
they were
period.
in Japan. I don't know if there were cars in Japan in the 1910s, but there is
Yep.
I don't know about like there were I wouldn't say cars per se. I would say automobiles, which, I mean, I know now we say the same thing, but, like, these were vastly different from,
Yeah. I would say,
um
like, it's around that time period, but with, like, powers, right? Like, some families have
yeah.
powers, and they're
Just so
trying
you
to
know, just as a
marry
just
for
for
that.
context, there were yeah, the Titanic is in the 1910s when it happened, I believe, and there were the same type of vehicles there. So just, so again, whether it was in Japan or not, I don't know, but,
Mm, gotcha.
this, Tit this
You
is
looking
so
up when
off
the
topic.
Titanic happened?
Yeah, just to make sure I got my year right. 1912, yeah. So, yeah, there were
Okay.
there were automobile there were, motor vehicles,
Motor vehicles, yeah.
motorized vehicles.
Automobiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I would say, like, 1910s, 1920s, right? Like,
Mhm,
around that time period where because like, you can see in the world where it's kinda transitioning from, like, still having remnants of, like, the old, like, wearing
mhm,
kimonos, like, old style, like, walking places, and then you could see, like, some of the richer families in, like, Kyoto, like, having, like, automobiles to transfer like, travel farther.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's, like, kinda that time frame, but, like, the magical aspect of it of, like, some of the higher up families having powers, which I think is super cool that Kyoko, like the main male lead, has like super like powerful, abilities, which is super cool to see. And then like, that Koji's dad was, you know, dominating everyone, and then tries to go against Kyoko and just gets bum rushed, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Kyokyo, on his own took out, both, Koji's dad and Kaya's dad, like,
Yeah,
and just without
without even
re
trying, it's
like,
like get out of my
any
way.
sweat. Yeah, just get out of my way.
Where's
Boom,
my
and then when
fiance?
he I loved in that scene, this is further towards the end, but I loved when Koji is trying to, like, I think it was Koji, someone was trying to get in, right?
Yeah,
And he's, like, having trouble, and Kyoko's like, "Out of the way," and he just busts that gate open, just destroys it. I absolutely love that scene, like, I was, you know, raising my hand, just rooting him on the whole way.
yeah,
Um, but, to go back, so I don't think it's necessarily among the rich per se, because there's a lot of there's different levels of lordship and fealty and stuff like that, all leading up, up
yeah,
into the emperor. But um, these abilities are kind of like, would you say they're kind of like a currency type thing? They're like
like a currency. What?
a
Well, I
yeah,
mean, like
like
they marry into different families to try to get like those powers, right? Yeah,
yeah. So like a dowry almost. Like this is like,
yeah,
when you marry, you are exchanging these sort of like these inheritances.
yeah.
It's not necessarily currency used like for purchasing, but it's a currency that can be used to like
For value and like
consolidate.
worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you there.
And what was interesting is how the one Koji's father was like, he was like, we can't let any more power be consolidated. So you want to talk about how why Mio is special
Yeah,
and
yeah, we
everyone's
talked about
fighting
how
over
Mio's
him?
special. Well, like they don't know that like they know that she's from this certain family that's like hard to find, doesn't really exist anymore, but she appears to have no powers at the beginning, right? So they're thinking that she could be like have a dormant ability, or like she's able to pass it on. But the power that you kind of see her manifest later on is the ability to like infiltrate dreams and like find out information in their dreams, or like kind of not force them, but like influence them to make certain decisions, which is a super cool power, and you kind of see that as the anime goes on. um which was kind of confusing for me. I'm not sure if like that's her powers or if it's like part of her family or something trying to influence or hurt her in her dreams. Can you explain that a little bit more if you understood that?
So I guess do you think you're saying that it wasn't her powers, it was her? So I don't think it was her family trying to influence her.
Well,
I
because
don't
like,
think that they were.
because I thought it was because, like, you know
Kyoko thought it was them
yeah,
trying to influence her because, um, none of he has, like, all these sort of, like, magical
barriers around his house.
protection, stuff like that around the house, but she's still suffering, right?
Yeah.
So he thought the only thing that he hasn't guarded against, and maybe there is no way to guard against it, is dream sight. That's the specific ability I think she
Oh,
is
dream
called,
sight,
is
yeah.
dream sight. Yeah.
Yep.
And so he's thinking like that must be what it is. But what we learn later is when she finally reconnects with actual family, which by the way, Arata is another asshole. Pretty much everyone in Mio's life, with the exception of Kyoko and certain servants in his is are assholes. I hate them
Yeah,
all. They're all just like
yeah.
the most snivelly sort of like just rat like characters.
Oh, yeah.
Arata did have Arata did have like a redemption towards the end of season one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, and it's yet to be seen if it's he just didn't fall. In my opinion, he didn't fall as far as Kaya
As Kaya,
did.
yeah, I
So,
feel that.
but anyway, we find that when she gets reintroduced to her family, we learn that the reason why she's suffering or she's having all these problems is these powers that she has have been dormant for so long and they're coming back to light and she doesn't know how to handle them. She doesn't know how to,
Yeah,
control them or, regulate them, whatever you want to call it. And so that's why she's suffering. It isn't
yeah,
because they've been interacting with her. It's
yeah,
because she just hasn't had the opportunity to learn how to control it. So
yep, and I blame the mom
let
for
her
that.
into our house. Huh?
I blame the mom for that, like Mio's mom,
Yeah. So I think her heart was in the right place
but totally made it worse
because
for
she
her.
it made it way worse for her. Well, we don't know. We don't know if it could have been. I mean, like, she suffered because
I
she
mean,
was seen
it
as
could
like
have
a
been.
reject.
Yeah, because,
But
like,
just
if she had
imagine,
powers, how much time how often would she have been used, right? And, like, stuff like that, but I don't know.
yeah,
Who knows what it could have been.
she could have been manipulated, told this is what you need to do. As a kid. I mean, we're talking about as a kid, right? So like, this person is bad. I need you to do this for me because they're going to hurt
Yep,
us. And as a kid, you probably like, oh, okay, I'll do it.
yep,
Never mind, you're helping your dad or your uncle or whoever, another
yep,
family member taking advantage of you. So I think it was in the right place. I don't think there was a scenario where she would have come out
better.
positive. It's
Yeah.
just short of being removed from that household.
Yeah. And for listeners that, like, don't understand, so, like, Mio's mom, she was ill and was gonna pass away, so she used her powers to suppress Mio's powers until she was older, so she wouldn't be used as a child for either political gain or for, like, military purposes, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So she didn't start manifesting until she went to Kyoko.
yeah. And so you remember a while ago when you said that when we were talking about um oh god, what's the romance anime we both love? I'm just drawing a blank on it now. With
Uh,
Ryuji and
oh, my
Palm
Toradora.
Toradora. You said that Tori and I reminded you, or the two lead characters in that reminded you of Tori and myself.
Yeah.
And I told you I think that's more your relationship because you're a pushover.
I am a pushover, you're right.
um, but in this anime, these were like I would say probably like at least going back to when Tori and I first met, extremely exaggerated versions of how Tori and I met.
Tori's not a pushover, though.
um, Not now.
I mean,
um,
when I met her, she wasn't.
you're more of a pushover than she is.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. No,
Um,
I'm not.
yes, you are. It's well, no, it's just the sort of shy, very quick to apologize, like
Oh,
the
yeah,
type
yeah.
of person who would, like someone I've heard this joke, I don't know who said, but, you know, I spill soup on you, and then you apologize to me for getting in my way.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person that Tori was,
Mhm.
um, when we met, and I was, just more, like, very reserved, seen as angry by a lot of people, like, just a
I didn't think you seemed angry.
yeah, see, that's the thing,
You're very talkative. You're like, "Hey, how's it going?"
that whatever, it's just you for whatever reason, you are, like, in this bubble of your interaction with Tori and me, because no one else would agree with that.
I know. That was weird, I don't know.
Um,
That's how I felt.
but, uh but yeah, like, this was so anyway, it was just funny, I was thinking back to that, how you were like and I was like, "This is" if I were to pick an anime, pair that was the most aligned with who we both used to be,
Yeah.
at the very least, I wouldn't say it now,
No.
it would be that this couple.
That's fair, that's fair.
Or stop apologizing.
Tori, stop apologizing. He ran into our car, okay? Stop apologizing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I can see that.
But
I can, yeah, I don't know. For
but anyway,
f
I bring that up to kind of sort of lead into, like so we really see what I love about this is, like, he's just, like, this crabby asshole, right? And then as time goes on, he realizes and this is, and I 100% get this. He's like, "Oh, she's not a bitch. She's actually quite nice." Right?
yeah,
Um, and I said, because there's a lot of people, I think, you meet a lot of people, and if you're fortunate, I think most of them will be generally good. But I think a lot of times people will just constantly meet like, "Oh, man, that's a jerk. That person's, trying to take advantage of me." Or that person, didn't really care. They were just, pretending to be a certain way because they wanted something.
yeah,
And that can make you like anybody can make them just like, just I don't want to deal with this crap, right?
yeah,
And then when you meet someone who's like legitimately a nice person who really is just has a good heart, you're like, "Oh my gosh," like you kind of we see him like in real time, like it like, okay, I need to tone it down a little bit. I need to try and like
yeah.
be
Because
more
like,
sympathetic.
yeah, because he was pretty harsh at the beginning, but like, I mean, obviously,
I
like
am
he
your
thought,
master. If you will, what do you say? I am your master, and if you disobey me, you're gone.
yeah, and then like, well, I think he's just trying to get her to go away because like that's all the time. Like everyone that he's been around, like girl wise, like they they come to the house and then he treats them like garbage and then they leave, which is ultimately his goal. But like Mio is used to it, so she puts up with it and then like, but it's not as harsh as it was. And then, he's always asking like, "Why you keep apologizing for everything?" Which I thought was funny. And then he slowly starts to understand and like investigate like what's happening, like why does she act like this, stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought it was really cute. There's the cute moment. There's a lot of cute moments, but
Yeah.
when he comes over and he says, "I'm sorry for not eating your breakfast." Do you remember that?
Yeah, because he thought she poisoned him.
So it's not that he thought that's what he said, but it wasn't that it wasn't that he truly thought it was poisoned. It just was she made something different
Yeah.
than he was used to, and he doesn't like change, right? He doesn't like
Yeah.
things being deviated from. So he's like, "Are you trying to poison me?
Yeah.
Won't work." But he apologizes to her and says, "You get another shot, kid. You can make me breakfast in the morning."
Yeah. It's like, you can do more work for me. I think you got it in you."
Yeah. But
Yeah.
this escalates from there. Like, so when he like gives her the comb,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and she's
yeah,
had, like, the same she has the same comb forever, right? Because the
yeah,
one
it was
that
her
her mom.
mom's comb
Yeah, her mom's comb, yeah.
that her stupid stepmother destroyed because she's a bitch, and I hope I hope she suffers.
I love how you wear your heart on your sleeve with all these animes.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're thinking because you tell me immediately. Like,
Well,
sometimes you even
that's
wait for the podcast, so you just call me.
see, this is why you find it easier to talk to me than Tori, because Tori is not very quick to share her
No,
thoughts on things.
I had no idea what she was thinking when I
Makes
first met
me
her. I
nervous.
knew exactly what you were thinking because you tell me.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe
It's
that has
funny.
but anyway. But, yeah, so, the comb does that with her, gives her the brand new kimono with the cherry blossoms,
Yeah,
and it's just like this constant escalating, sort of like cuteness factor where you see her become more confident as she feels appreciated and him just sort of like, you know, not dulling, but sort of like, okay, I can lay off some of the my
yeah,
worst character traits. She doesn't deserve them.
yeah,
The scene where Kaya is with Koji and they run into her and they're like belittling her. Oh, he kicked you out already,
yeah,
and and the servant comes out and he goes, "Oh, I see you're a servant now or a slave or whatever she calls."
yeah,
And she goes, "Oh," and the servant goes, "Oh no, she is on too high of a station than me. I am so sorry for."
yeah,
And it just completely blows her back. Like, wait, what? Why is she being treated so well?
yeah. I thought she was trash.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I love that moment. I love that it was like this. Finally, she gets to see how much better she is. Um,
Yeah, then it really got to see how much better she is when, like, Kyoko busts in that barn and she's like, "I'm just trying to," is like, "I'm just trying to show you what she really is," and it's like, "Get out of my way before I hit you in the face."
yeah, I'm not afraid to hit. I think she's like 16. I'm not
Yeah.
afraid to beat the shit out of a 16-year-old.
Yeah. That's so funny.
But um, no, it's just it was so just the whole anime is so well put together.
Yeah, it is.
Um, the voice acting too, I think is. Did you watch dub or sub on this?
I watched Sub.
You watch sub. Okay. How was the voice? How was the Japanese voice? Because
It
I
was
think
good.
the English acting was like primo.
Yeah, I think I went back
Um,
and forth between dub and sub, because like wasn't caught up all the way. So, I think sub was really good, but I think I do agree with you. Like Mio's voice in dub, like did really well as far as like soft spoken. Try not to draw too much attention to herself. I think that voice actress did a really good job.
yeah, yeah, it was fantastic. The art was beautiful. The music itself, I think, was gorgeous as well. Like,
Yeah,
and it had
I mean, don't get it
a really.
twisted. It's not a Shinkai film, but it was good.
It was like I would say it was like a Shinkai light. A Shinkai light. It's like someone watched Shinkai
And try to replicate it. Yeah,
and tried to replicate it. It didn't obviously didn't do as good of a job,
yeah,
but um, but got close. Yeah, it's one of it's this is probably one of my favorites. I know Tori absolutely loves it. We've been going in and buying the manga.
oh yeah,
She's been
yeah,
reading through.
yeah. You guys tell me that.
Um,
I thought it was really good too. I mean, it was up there for me until I started watching this new anime, and then like it tops all my animes I've ever watched of all time. It's just so good.
is this uh is this one you've been trying to get me to watch, or is it the or
No,
I know that you keep messaging me you need to buy this manga because
uh,
I go to the store and I'm like I take a picture of it and you're like, can you buy it? And I'm like, no.
no,
Mine's
no,
like,
not
no.
that one. This one's completely different. So I'm not sure if you remember, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Mhm.
You've heard of it, I'm assuming. That's
Yeah.
been the number one ranking anime of all time for like so long. I would say like 10 years, I think. There's a new anime that's coming out and it's still coming out. I think it's on episode 15, 14, 15,
Ooh.
and it just surpassed the ranking of number 1. And
Which one is it?
I got to tell you, it's It's definitely passed. I would say this is my favorite anime of all time, I would say. Like, and it's not even finished yet, and I can tell it's
Oh
gonna be
my
my favorite.
gosh. Like,
It's
now
not even
you could
romance. It's not romance.
you think so you know, like, so you know my interests. What do you think I would think of it? Do you think it would be like 'cause right now,
It would be
Tokyo Revengers is my top anime right now.
yeah, you're really big into story and, like, the connection to emotion and all that. I think it will
Mhm.
be your number 1 anime.
You think it'll oh,
I think it
man.
will. It deals with so
That's
much so many complex emotions and, like, finding yourself and, like, it's just amazing, and, like, when they do have battle scenes, top notch, top notch.
oh god, I'm okay, you're at the don't have you already said the name on the podcast?
Not yet.
Don't. Send me a text, and then
I'll
that
send you a
way
text.
we can, like,
We can talk
yeah,
after.
we can
Yeah.
hold yeah.
Everyone that is listening to this will probably know what I'm talking about because they probably watched it so far, but, like, I just can't get enough of it, man. I'm fiending for the next episode every time.
Um, right now, so you know that my big, my favorite anime right now is Tokyo Revengers,
Yep.
and I've been watching through depending on where you go,
Yeah.
like, some places call it season 3, others, like, on Hulu, it's like season 2 it's like part 2 of season 2 because
Yeah.
so depending on how you wanna think about it, it's a specific arc that they're doing, and I've been, like because I don't wanna fall behind on it,
Yeah.
um, I've been watching the sub every single week, and I am gonna when dub releases, go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
'Cause but it's taken so many different turns, and, like, I'm always left on the edge of my seat at the end of each episode.
Yeah.
It's about finished here, and I'll probably wanna do I don't expect you to watch it unless you want to.
I'll watch it. I mean, we've done the other Tokyo Revengers seasons.
Yeah, but, I have so many thoughts and feelings, and there was, like, a creative decision. I think I mean, I think it's still behind on the manga, so but I'm pretty sure it's still part of the basic storyline. I was like, they made a decision, and I'm like, "Huh, I don't know. That's a weird decision." Like, I don't know how I feel about it, and, like, not in a bad way, just, like, it's not the direction I was expecting it to go,
Yeah.
and so
When I was reading spoilers for it, that's what I thought too.
so are you okay, so, like but there's so many volumes ahead
Yeah, yeah.
of this yeah, so you read spoilers for the whole thing, right? Not
Yep.
just okay. So, I'm wondering if that's gonna so, okay, so I think I'm just gonna say one thing, and you can just tell me if it's the same thing.
Yep.
It has to do with more people knowing Takamichi's secret.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I was surprised at that decision, and I'm like, how is this gonna work out? Because I know there's so many volumes left. How is this gonna continue like, how is this gonna continue on?
Yeah.
Especially with that out in the open. So,
Yep.
but I don't hate it, and I still think it fits into the characters sort of because like, well, I'll hold off. I'm about to start talking about my feelings on it, and I want to save it for the. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Of course, of
I'm
course.
very excited, but yeah, I'll definitely check out that other one. We'll see if it passes.
Oh,
It'll
it
piss
will.
Tori off. I have a new favorite anime. She's gonna be like, "Damn it!"
This would be
First,
one
it
of
was like,
Tori's this would be one of Tori's favorite animes too. It's that good,
"You think
man.
she can watch it?" It's not like a bloody, gory one, is it?
Nope, it is not.
But you think Tori would like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So Aubrey's favorite anime is Overlord, and this has passed it as her favorite anime. And you know how Overlord has a bunch of gory, like, scenes and stuff,
Yeah.
so
Okay. Okay.
I'm telling you, man, it's
Uh,
that good. It really is.
okay. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah, I wanna see your
yeah.
reaction when I tell you what it is later on.
Um, but back to My Happy Marriage. How did you feel about like where it ended? because they sort of, you know you know, Mio gets back with Kyoko, they go to the ball, she's learned how to be a lady, and she's getting ready to do her dance and twirls and all that stuff and, mesh in with high society.
Yeah, she's been practicing hard too.
There's still this this sort of lurking, uh, thing with the emperor and the emperor's son.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening with that.
I'm very curious, because it would seem like there's a lot of, like I wouldn't say up front there was twists and turns, but behind the scenes there was twists and turns because when you think you know who the bad guy is, it shifts.
Yeah,
And, like, who's pulling the strings behind this? And I'm wondering, is the emperor actually pulling the strings? Is it the emperor's son pulling the strings? But, I'm very eager. This was the first anime in a long time that Tori and I were like, week over week, we gotta sit down, we gotta watch it. We're both like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah,
hold on, Mio. Don't admit that you don't wanna marry Kyoko, stay strong." We were, like, actually, like, screaming at the TV, like
yeah,
we were there trying to root her on, so very
yeah,
anxious for season 2 when it releases, and
yeah.
I'll
Me too. I'm excited to watch it too and see like how much further Mio's gonna progress as a character, and then
see if
really to know,
Kaya's getting her
yeah, really to know who's the main villain, right?
mhm. So, yeah, I don't have any other thoughts other than just it's great anime,
Yeah,
great romance anime.
great anime.
Um,
Battle scenes and like I feel like in any romance anime, they really because like there's not a battle scene every like couple panels, so like they have time to work on those big battle scenes. So I think it's like
yeah,
let's go full bore with this battle scene because it's only one in the season.
yeah. Just like when we watched Death Parade,
Yeah,
and there was a lot of fight, but there was that one, like, the end was like, "Okay, we're gonna go this is the battle scene right here," when they're
yeah.
and it was over in, like, 30 seconds, but,
Yeah, it's so funny because like you like because they're telling the animators are asking like, so what's our budget with this fight scene? And then the creative department's like, yes, that's the budget. Yes, I was like, oh, okay.
do you have any final thoughts on this anime?
I do not know. I mean, it was good. Short season. 12 episodes, pretty standard. Hopefully, it gets a season two. I mean, it's a big cliffhanger, so I think they will. But you know how animes are. They some other ones have a cliffhanger, and then like you don't hear anything for 12 years.
Yeah, like, Attack on Titan, 4 years between,
I mean, we knew that was gonna get another movie at least, right? But this is different. It doesn't have the hype around it.
It's true. I think because Netflix is behind it, so, like well, actually, you know what? That might be a bad sign because Netflix is, very
Yeah,
quick to, like
struggling.
yeah, they'll greenlight a season, and then within 2 seasons, they're like, "Okay, we're gonna scratch that."
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so I'm hoping anime is, like, a strong point for it's the only reason why it is the only reason why I pay for Netflix. I buy the cheapest tier, the ad-supported tier,
Yeah,
just for the exclusive anime. I don't go on there for any other reason. And
yeah.
if they scrap any and all anime and go like, "Not enough money here," I'm canceling.
Oh,
No reason for me
100%.
to keep paying.
Yeah, only other reason, like, I have Netflix too is, like, in the off chance I get into a Castlevania move and I wanna watch all 4 seasons of that because it looks good, but, like, I don't have time.
Let's just buy it.
I could, but, like, then I'd never watch it because, I don't have the thought of it going away.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Um,
Overall,
any final
great
thoughts?
anime. Great anime.
Good.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Um, yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
Cool. Alrighty.
All
We will
right.
watch and record something, hopefully. We'll figure it out. We got some time, so I think we got
We got Tokyo. Hey, you can quickly catch up on Tokyo Revengers.
I can, you're right. I have all next week, so I'll probably I'll catch up on a little bit of it,
Yeah,
but but,
whatever
we'll
you're
catch everyone
on, I'm more than happy to talk your ear off and just
Oh,
have
I know.
questions.
I know. I mean, if you start watching that one anime I told you about, uh, I could talk your ear off for days,
Yeah,
honestly, for that. It's just that good.
yeah.
Alrighty,
Cool.
we'll catch everyone next time, we watch and review something.
Bye.